Tonight at 5, we're waiting to learn more details as the search for a missing teen continues in Sauk County.
The situation just seems so bad at the time, and now look, we have a healthy baby girl.
Plus, the story of a Waupun family's health journey after their baby was born with a tumor. And a new bill could change how people buy alcohol across the state. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Thanks for staying with us at 5, everyone. Former President Donald Trump.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get a $5,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Back.
What we are witnessing today is the blatant and unapologetic weaponization of the criminal justice system.
We have one set of laws in this country, and they apply to everyone.
Very much. Thank you.
After leaving court, Trump stopped at a Cuban restaurant where he met with and prayed with supporters. He's expected to speak at his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey later tonight. Trump has said he will not quit the presidential race, even if he is convicted. Let's get a check on the weather now. Julian Seawright is out on the weather patio. No rain here today. Hi, Julian.
Well, we are just watching for any kind of rain showers. They're going to continue to develop for many areas like Dane County. But for us outside on our weather patio, just some light drizzle, and the rain in itself is really the band impacting Jefferson County and eastern sides of Highway 39. But otherwise, over the next several hours, we could start to see that band move its way a bit more south, which could impact southwestern areas of Dane County and even parts of Greene and Lafayette County. But areas like Grants County, we're not going to be expecting much more in terms of rainfall for the rest of this evening. Now, how much rain we did get, less than a tenth of an inch for many of areas, especially to the south and west. But around Madison, about a tenth of an inch. Really, the biggest gainers were from areas like Fond du Lac and down to the south, more close to the southeastern side of southern Wisconsin over the last 24 hours. Now, that's why we do have the split between temperatures throughout much of southern Wisconsin. The cooler temperatures to the east is where we're seeing that heavy band of rain. But for us here around Dane County, which is just into that middle, we're into those middle 60s right now for us in Madison. But from Janesville and areas to the south and west, even 80 degrees for Perry to Stream, and for 77 degrees for Platteville. Folks, that's because we're seeing not a whole lot in terms of rainfall there. Instead, the warmer, milder air sticking around. For us here into the rest of Dane County, we're expecting those temperatures to stay within the 60s over the next several hours. But the good news is any showers or drizzle that we have is going to be ending by the time we get into the rest of our evening, making for a pretty quiet and dry night. We'll take a look at what else we have in the forecast coming up for the rest of the week in a few moments. Until then, over to you.
All right, Julian, thank you. Right now, Sauk County authorities continue to search for a missing teen who is believed to be in a rural area near Devil's Lake State Park. 13-year-old James Yablonsky reportedly left his family's home overnight in a family vehicle. That vehicle was later found along Highway 12 near the park. Sheriff's deputies were able to locate a makeshift campsite containing property belonging to the teen after tracking his cell phone data. Yablonsky's father also told police he is missing a handgun, but it is unclear if the teenager has it. Mark Wagner, a state law enforcement agent who investigators determined shot at a man during an attempted arrest on Madison's east side last year, will be allowed to possess a gun for training purposes. The 39-year-old Division of Criminal Investigation agent is charged with one count of second-degree recklessly endangering safety. That's in connection with the shooting of Quadrin Wilson, who was wanted for various drug charges. Court documents show Wagner shot at Wilson twice during a traffic stop in February of 2022. You can read more on this story on channel3000.com. The trial of a Monroe woman accused of poisoning her husband and temporarily sending him into a coma will be held this winter. 50-year-old Amanda Chapin is charged with attempted intentional homicide. She's accused of using barbiturates meant for euthanizing animals to poison her 70-year-old husband's coffee last summer. Court records show a not guilty plea was entered on Chapin's behalf in March. The suspect accused of firebombing an anti-abortion office in Madison has filed a motion to dismiss a federal arson charge against him. An attorney for Harindu Roy Chaudhary filed the motion earlier this month, saying the federal arson statute that Roy Chaudhary is accused of breaking is unconstitutional. He was arrested this March, months after the Wisconsin Family Action Office on Madison's East Side was hit with a firebomb attack. His attorney also filed a motion to suppress any evidence found in a search warrant of his home, as well as his cell phone. A man was arrested in connection with an ongoing investigation into a string of burglaries at storage facilities across Madison. Troy Lawrence was arrested on May 27th after police say staff at Aberg Mini Warehouses saw him trying to break into several units. Police are working to determine if Lorenz is involved in other burglaries. Police say suspects had cut off locks and forced entry into multiple units over the past 2 months. Clothes, bicycles, tools, jewelry, photos, and family records were all taken.
Yeah, so if you do have a storage unit, make sure that you check it occasionally or regularly. A lot of times some folks will call in to report that their unit has been broken into and they haven't been there in 3 months. That can make it pretty hard to narrow down, you know, that timeline for us to try to find someone. So check it regularly, make sure that it's your lock that's on there, that everything inside is secure.
Lorenz is charged with possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of burglary tools, and 3 counts of felony bail jumping. During an initial appearance on May 31st, Lorenz's cash bond was set at $750. In the Capitol today, lawmakers hear testimony on a bill that would shake up how alcohol is regulated in Wisconsin. Political reporter Will Keneally has more. Will?
Well, Susan, it's no news that alcohol is big business here in Wisconsin. I mean, look at even the MLB name for the state here. And right now, alcohol is broken into 3 tiers. You can brew alcohol, you can distribute it, or you can sell it for retail, but not all 3. Now, that harkens back to right after Prohibition, when governments wanted to avoid monopolies. But legislators want to modernize the law.
I think it'll be cleaned up and made more fair.
We have also witnessed more recent changes in the marketplace, like increases in craft breweries, small wineries, and new beverage products coming onto the scene. For these reasons, it's more important than ever to modernize our alcohol beverage laws for the 21st century to ensure future continued success.
And I'm excited to see all sides working together and coming with some forward movement.
So in short, what the bill would do is clarify and open up the 3 tiers a little bit, according to the bill's authors. Brewers can have more of a retail presence with some limitations. The bill would also create a law enforcement branch in Wisconsin's tax agency to work with alcohol producers.
There hasn't been a lot of direction on the Department of Revenue or consistent interpretation, and I hope this new office would fill that void.
The only recourse the Department of Revenue has is to investigate and then pull that person's license, basically putting them out of business. Well, that's a pretty big power move. And really, who wants to put a thriving business out of business and lose jobs? So it's
now, this comes after years of work and failed past attempts to change Wisconsin's alcohol licensing. This is just the start. The bill will continue to work its way through the state legislature.
And we will continue to follow it. Will, thank you. Today marks the third full day of the new Madison Metro bus routes. Passengers and drivers alike have experienced a few speed bumps along the way. The new routes are the culmination of months of work, adding more direct routes and fewer transfer points. Metro Transit spokesperson Mike Rush tells us that everything went better than expected.
All of our riders had to learn something new. So there was going to be, some bumps in the road along the way. But overall, the public worked really well with our drivers. Our drivers, were really good at explaining things. People were really willing to listen. So it went very well.
Two things to keep in mind: bus fares stay the same, and if you need help, look for ride guests in yellow vests. A recent surgery at UW Health saved a Waupun baby's life at birth. It took a high-risk procedure for the mother and newer treatment from doctors to make it happen. Our Catherine Merck shows us the baby's remarkable recovery. Catherine?
Susan, when I met baby Layla Manderly today, you would have never guessed what she had been through when she was born. Take a look at some of these photos. A 17-centimeter benign tumor blocked her ability to breathe and swallow at her birth on February 1st. This meant a team had to carefully perform a surgery in under 30 minutes to keep everyone involved safe. It was a high-risk procedure that created a lot of fears for Layla's family.
It was scary. I think the worst part of it was saying goodbye in the pre-op room and not knowing if I was going to see my wife and kid later that evening, and just the constant stress and worrying over the weeks leading up to the delivery of Layla. It was rough.
Doctors performed the procedure in just 12 minutes. That's well under the time they needed to keep everyone alive. UW Health is the only place in the state where this specific kind of surgery is performed. Today, baby Layla is happy and healthy, and you can barely see her scars. Her parents and doctors joke about what trouble baby Layla's teenage years will bring if this all happened in just the first few minutes of her life.
She will have a good story to tell,
Right.
That's for sure. Medical miracle. Catherine, thank you. Next at 5, Julian has our complete first warn forecast. Plus, police are investigating after a trip to the playground left 2 children with chemical burns in Massachusetts. We'll have that story after the break. And later, a new study found some surprising new information about wolves and their hunting habits. We'll have the details on that coming up tonight at 6. Here's a look at how stocks closed on Wall Street today. The Dow added 145 points. The NASDAQ added 111, and the S&P 500 added 30. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get a $5,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Fry Construction is celebrating 28 years with a big anniversary sale. Join us to save 28%. That's right, 28%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Act now for 28% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your free consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
A miracle surgery saves a baby's life. How local doctors performed a groundbreaking procedure. We hear from the parents on the incredible journey of baby Layla's first moments in the world. Tonight at 6. News 3 Now first met them in 2017.
When Mom got cancer, I got cancer.
Now they reveal a heartbreaking update.
It's really hard.
What they want you to know about their inseparable bond. Thursday at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Denver police say they have 2 suspects in custody on weapons charges after 10 people were wounded in a shooting last night. An altercation broke out while fans were celebrating the Denver Nuggets' first ever NBA championship. Surveillance video shows the chaos as shots erupted around 1:30 in the morning, just as a crowd of fans was leaving the downtown celebration. Police say 5 guns were recovered along with fentanyl pills. In Massachusetts, police are investigating after 2 children were burned at a playground after sliding into a chemical that someone poured on a slide. Police determined someone intentionally poured muriatic acid onto 3 slides, acid that they had stolen by breaking into the pump room beneath a nearby public pool. The acid is often used to control the pH level in pools and to clean concrete pool decks. Officials say direct contact with your skin can cause serious chemical burns or cause blindness if it gets into your eyes.
I can't understand why somebody would do something like that. It's not that far of a stretch to think that the people that are going to be affected by something like that are going to be little children.
The empty acid jugs were found in the nearby woods, and police hope they'll yield fingerprints. The park has no surveillance cameras, but police hope a neighbor's camera might have recorded the culprits as they tried to get away. Lawmakers in the House of Representatives are expected to pass 2 bills that Republicans say protect a consumer's ability to buy and install gas stoves. Natalie Brand breaks them down.
Stoves. This administration has a war on gas stoves.
Heating up on the House floor, a debate over gas stoves, ignited over GOP concerns that the federal government wants to restrict or even ban them.
It's an issue of consumer choice. It's an issue of affordability.
Washington State Republican Dan Newhouse points to bans at the local level, like the one recently enacted in New York, a victory for climate advocates and those worried about indoor air quality.
This is an incremental step in moving the country away from a source of energy that we desperately, vitally need.
Newhouse believes a new proposed efficiency standard by the Department of Energy could block the sale of many gas cooking appliances nationwide. The Department of Energy argues the proposals are intended to boost energy efficiency for new products and would not go into effect until 2027. The agency emphasizes it's not trying to do away with gas stoves.
Well, I don't think we should ban gas stoves, but we're not talking about banning gas stoves. It's not real.
Florida Democrat Jared Moskowitz thinks the issue is a smokescreen. He graduated from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, the scene of a 2018 shooting massacre.
We've not had one hearing on school safety, not one hearing on school safety, multiple hearings on how some boogeyman is going to come to your house and take your gas stove.
While one gas stove bill targets the Energy Department, the other is aimed at the Consumer Product Safety Commission, which also insists it does not intend on banning gas stoves. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The Consumer Product Safety Commission warns the proposed measure could impact the agency's ability to set gas stove safety standards. The bills are not expected to move forward in the Democratic-controlled Senate. Let's get a look now at your first warn forecast. Julian Seawright has the latest. Cloudy day, Julian. Rain for some, but not for all, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Susan. That's the whole point of what's happened for today. It's been cloudy, but we haven't seen that widespread rain that we're still just waiting for us here in southern Wisconsin. Though many of us did get some sprinkles or some showers, we're still going to be looking at some of those showers for some areas to linger throughout the rest of this evening. But once we get into tonight, it's going to be pretty much over with. So getting into our weather headlines, this is what we're going to be expecting. We are going to be back to the 80s by the time we get into tomorrow throughout much of southern Wisconsin. But the thing is about it, it's going to be drier, and on top of it, we're not expecting much more in terms of rain chances until we get into this weekend, where we do have some opportunities, not just for showers, but also for some thunderstorms. Otherwise, folks, we are going to stay on the dry side mainly throughout the rest of this work week. And then once we get towards the weekend, that's when we're expecting to see a bit of some changes. Now, outside of that, we are looking at, again, a bit of some showers that have been impacting some areas over the last couple of hours. Now it's starting to make its way towards parts of Dane County, but it's mainly north and east. Around Madison, we might see a couple of sprinkles, but we're not looking at that potent shower activity that areas to the north where the Dells are, or even to the east, are still dealing with as we continue throughout the rest of our evening hours. So let's see when the rain really clears out. Well, once we get around 7 o'clock for us, that's when we're expecting the rain to pretty much move its way entirely out of southern Wisconsin. Might see a couple of pop-up showers around Dane County and near Janesville, but that band is out of here by the time we get into our Tuesday nights, leading the way for more dry weather. And on top of it, temperatures are going to be into the upper 50s as we head into our early Wednesday mic. Now, outside of that, we're going to be looking at the cloud cover to break up, expecting temperatures to feel rather cool as we're waking up tomorrow. And then around at noon, upper 70s, lower 80s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. And then throughout the rest of our Wednesday, don't expect much in terms of activity. Might see a couple of pop-up showers, but it's mainly going to be north and west of Dane County, and it's not going to be lingering around too much throughout our Wednesday afternoon. Heading into Wednesday nights, it's going to be very similar to what we have for 2 nights, except for less cloud cover is going to be expected. And on top of it, temperatures as we wake up for our Thursday morning are going to be more into the lower 60s, so definitely a bit more mild. Outside of that, maybe 1/10 of an inch is left from any kind of rainfall for areas just to the east and southeast. For us here in Dane County, not going to be expecting much more in terms of rainfall. But heading into this weekend, again, we do have more shower chances for us, so we could see another potential 1/10 to 1/4, maybe even 1/2 of an inch of rainfall for us here in southern Wisconsin. But again, just not looking for that very widespread rainfall just yet as we continue throughout the rest of this week. Now, outside of that, folks, expect some hazy conditions in our skies as we get into tomorrow. The wildfire smoke once again has a potential to be threatening us here in southern Wisconsin, in our skies, and of course in our air. Other than that, our first warned 7-day forecast, we're going to be seeing that trend into the lower 80s starting off for tomorrow and sticking around until we get into this weekend, where we have our best opportunities for any showers or thunderstorms for Saturday, and potentially could see an isolated thunderstorm for Father's Day. But nevertheless, we are looking for things to stay rather quiet and dry once we get past our Sunday. Now, taking a look at our traffic around southern Wisconsin, mainly for us here in Dane County, we're going to be looking at the Beltline moving its way towards Winona Drive to be one of the slower spots, but otherwise things are rather smooth around our 5 o'clock hour. That'll be doing for our weather and traffic. Over to you.
All right, Julian, thank you. It's still to come tonight at 5, how a new bill passed by Minnesota lawmakers is helping members of the LGBTQ community. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Ryder Chips. Just taking a break. That window's a bear.
Don't worry. My cousin's got a guy.
Hey,
Hey, I'm not sure I can help you with the house gas, but I can help you replace this window fast.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2025. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast.
2-for-1 windows won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
New in 2023, iCare Medicare plan members receive an allowance of $150 total per month to spend on items like eligible healthy foods, OTC products, home supplies, wellness care, or living support such as rent, utilities, and internet. All unused monthly funds roll over until the end of the year. If you have Medicare and Medicaid, call us and a licensed sales agent will help find out if you're eligible. Rest easy. iCare is looking out for you and your health.
Spectrum brings us Spectrum One, where Spectrum Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and unlimited mobile come together to keep you seamlessly connected wherever you are!
Why did you switch? With Spectrum One, we get a super fast, reliable connection.
And the advanced Wi-Fi has enhanced security and privacy features that automatically block online threats.
How reliable is Spectrum Mobile?
It's a super reliable service coast to coast.
Switch to Spectrum One and get internet for $49.99 a month, plus free advanced Wi-Fi and one free line of unlimited mobile. Call 1-833-685-4999.
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are a veteran struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit vrapwi.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2023. Vote for the Best of Madison online today, including Hooper for Best Plumber and Best Heating and Cooling. Vote for Hooper and all your favorites on MadisonMagazine.com.
Come see Tootsie, the Tony Award-winning feel-good comedy musical about Michael Dorsey, a desperate actor who just hit rock bottom. Little did he know, he had nowhere to go but down.
Get your tickets today at overture.org.
It's a brand new day.
Don't let junk get in the way.
All you have to do is point.
And you'll be back to your old self again.
Yeah!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
More members of the LGBTQ community are moving to Minnesota after the state passed a transgender refuge bill. It's a beacon of hope for people like one Florida couple who told David Schumann they're moving 1,000 miles away to build a better life.
Tony and I here want to start a family. You know, we want to have kids.
Basically live a normal adult life, Lydia Prettyman says. She's a transgender woman who says the culture and political climate in her home of Florida has made it time for a change.
When I worked at a hotel, I was faced with threatened with violence. Now that I work at a bank, I've had clients refuse to sit with me because I am transgender visibly, and they see that and they don't want to show basic respect.
Lydia and her husband Tony will move to Burnsville in a few weeks, partly because Tony has family here, but also because of the legal protections Minnesota's passed this year, namely in its trans refuge bill.
We're not going to allow people to be told they don't belong.
The bill protects access to gender-affirming health care, and Lydia intends to have surgery here.
That is the most exciting element of it, for my wife to be able to be her true and entire self. In public, at work, and get the respect that she does deserve.
As a trans man, I'm pretty proud to be a Minnesotan.
Andy Otto with Twin Cities Pride says he gets 10 to 20 calls a day from families interested in moving to Minnesota.
Right now, we're one of the only states to really push the care and have the amount of clinics and doctors around.
The clerk will take the roll on the bill.
Minnesota Republicans have called the trans refuge bill extreme and say it puts children at risk. Lydia and Tony say the legislation gives them hope.
I'm just really looking forward to being a citizen of Minnesota.
We'll get a final check on your first warn forecast when we return.
It's Green Tag savings time now at Sloan Implement. Get your John Deere S200 series with 4.9% for 60 months. Or John Deere X3s, 5s, and 7s with 1.9% for 48 months.
Power up with Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
Get 11% off great gifts for Dad at Menards. We've got all your automotive needs covered, from tools and accessories to maintenance and everything in between. Trust Menards to help out with all of your automotive needs. Store your tools and organize your garage with the Masterforce 14-drawer tool chest. Easily access your tools with a patented raise and release system. This Masterforce tool chest is $976.98 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Wow, this is where you work now?
Figured I deserved a more inspiring space. And with home values being up, I had a lot of equity. So I got a home equity line of credit from Summit, and voila, added a home office.
Took your business to the next level.
Hey, you two have been in your place for a couple years now. Any fun plans?
Well, we just finished a refi with Summit.
Really?
And the plan is to make a bunch of great memories.
We're gonna use the savings to get a camper.
Whatever your goals, Summit Credit Union can help you use your home's equity to go get them.
I'm Megan Tim, Director of Community Health at SSM Health. You may know us as healthcare providers, but we live here too. And as good neighbors, we know our community thrives when we take care of each other. That's why SSM Health and News 3 Now are sharing the keys to health. Watch for our expert information and advice on air, online, and at fun local events. Join SSM Health and News 3 Now, and together, we'll unlock a healthier community by taking time for kids.
So, all of us are here to talk about trading. Right now at US Cellular, you can get a new phone without having to trade in your old one.
Trade you my PB&J for that phone.
No, kid, you don't have to trade. See, $1,200 off any phone at US Cellular. No trade-in needed.
You drive a hard bargain. Boom. Chocolate milk.
You don't have to trade.
I'll take the chocolate milk.
Okay.
Get $1,200 off any phone. No trade-in needed. US Cellular, built for us.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
It's Green Tag savings time now at Sloan Implement. Get your John Deere Z500 with 1.9% for 48 months or John Deere Z700s with 2.9% for 60 months.
Power up with Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
We've got a lot of news to cover tonight. Some good news for your wallet. A new report today shows inflation is cooling, where consumers will start to feel the most relief. That's tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
And Julian's here with a final check on the weather. The sun will come out tomorrow. I'm not singing it.
That's right. We're definitely missing out on the sun for today, but it comes back tomorrow, Thursday, and that's right, Friday as well. Temperatures will be into the lower 80s, or at least near 80 for the next few days. Heading into this weekend, though, we do have a couple opportunities for some of us to see some showers or thunderstorms, and that could even lead into Father's Day. But hey, we're staying dry next week.
All right, good stuff. Thanks, Julian. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope to see you back here at 6.